21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
A lot of people want to know what was behind my whole, giving entrepreneurs back to their family and adding a zero without a hustle. And it came because of a very sad thing in my life, because when I was in my 20s, my dad died at the age of 56. And now that I'm in my 50s, I can see how very, very young that is. And, he got diagnosed in September and he died the day before Thanksgiving in the United States. And that really, at that point, I had been in sales. I had been, doing a lot of things and being very successful financially. But I realized that my dad died without having done any of the things on his bucket list. And he had wanted to go down the intercoastal waterway. He had wanted to travel. When I lived in Europe, he didn't even come and visit me. He had a lot of regret at the end of his life. And so I saw that the financial success was there. He was somebody that was extremely well thought of. I mean, it was standing room only at his funeral, but it was he had those regrets about not spending the time with his family, not doing the things he wanted to with his life. So I really did some deep spiritual work at that point to see what was my calling? How could I make a difference with my life, and how could I live my life in a way that I wouldn't have those regrets? And at the same time, that was when I was selling and I was doing a consultative sale in the sales, and the person that I was working with, they increased their sales 200% in 1 year. And I thought, well, gee, this is a lot of fun, right? This was way more fun than just the selling part, because I really got into their business and I was like, well, if you did this and if you did that, and I looked at all the ways that they could increase their revenue. And I said, I think that's where it's at, is for me to help people grow their business. But then also, combining that without the hustle so that people could actually enjoy their life, that they could take time off. They could be with their kids as they are growing up. They could be with their significant others. So I really find that is full interwoven into what I do with entrepreneurs to help them grow their revenue. My name is Stacey Hylen, and I've been a business coach and growth strategist for over 25 years, including working with Tony Robbins as vice president of consulting. And I help entrepreneurs add a zero without hustle. So I've helped clients go from 0 to 6 figures, 6 to 7 figures, and I've even helped multiple entrepreneurs go from 6 to 8 figures and still have the type of family life and quality of life that they wanted. And I've recently added in AI consulting. I got a certification as an AI consultant because I see this as the future. After doing this for 25 years, I have all of this experience in marketing and sales and business growth, but the AI, combining those two together, really is allowing it to take off even more. I work with people who are already extremely successful. They're high 6, 7 to 8 figure business owners, and they know what they're doing. They're excellent at what they're doing, and they're in what I call their expert era. That they're awesome at what they do. The challenge is when you're in your expert era, you're not really good at explaining what you do and doing your strategic positioning so that you become the one in the marketplace that people want to work with. And it's also hard when you're the expert to duplicate yourself throughout your marketing team, throughout your sales team. And so what we start with doing is really looking at where are the places, where are the roadblocks that are holding you back in your business? And then we prioritize. Each business is different because, your big thing could be you need to do your strategic positioning first. Another person's could be that they don't have a sales process. So we look at what is the top priority for you, and we start working on that first. The challenge that I see with a lot of successful entrepreneurs is they're already working at capacity. They're already doing everything to the best of their ability. And the challenge with that is that they're not looking at their business for what they're overlooking in terms of hidden revenue and their hidden profits in their business. So my new book, Hidden Profits, More Clients and Cash, really goes through your business and looks at where are all those places that you're leaving money on the table. The average business owner that comes to one of my live events has found $85,000 of hidden profits in their business. So these are things that they just didn't realize were there. And they're all the hidden profits that are in the book meet 3 strategies. They are free or low cost to implement. The majority of them are free. They're fast, so it's a quick revenue boost. And they're also easy to do no matter what size team you have. So it's not, a lot of times you go to a conference and they're like, oh, do these 12 things, but you need a huge team to execute. These are all things that you can do at any size business. So we have a bunch of strategies that we go through and look at where can you quickly add revenue in your business. For the last 2.5 years, I've been digging into AI. So when I first started, just like everybody, when AI came on the scene, it seemed really overwhelming and, not for the normal non-technical person. So I actually went and got trained to be an AI consultant and got certified so that I know how to do this in a strategic manner. And marrying that with the strategic growth consulting has been really a big game changer, because anybody with any size team, like the playing field has now leveled, right? So when you take these hidden profit strategies that are in the book, I actually have a custom GPT that I'm going to give you at the end of this interview. The custom GPT is going to show you exactly how you can use those hidden profits in your business and which ones that you can implement. And then, so for example, I have one that a client did that gave them a 48% increase in their business using one question in their business. And that chat GPT will work on how to do that for your business without you having to have a huge team to execute that. When I work with my clients, we work in a few different ways. So I have 2 high-end masterminds that I run. One is for founders over $1 million that are tech founders. That one's currently closed to new enrollment, but the same people have been in it for over 7 years now. So that's why we keep the circle closed, because they're all gelling so well. And then I have another mastermind that's for high 6 and 7 figure mastermind members. And the thing that we start with, though, is really a deep dive into your business. So we do a half day, usually strategic consulting, to really look at what is the map for you that's going to make a difference in terms of how can you get more revenue and how can you get more freedom in your business. And so we're going to look at everything through that lens. Now, the awesome thing now is what used to take us months to do before, now we can do in an afternoon. So I have people like they'll actually come to my lake house, or we do it on Zoom, and they have been able to do things in a half a day that used to take months using AI. So we're able to take, look at what is your strategic positioning? What makes you different? This is what I call going from commodity to couture. So a lot of businesses, they're stuck in that commoditization, that they're fighting on price, and people are saying, well, how much is it? Send me a proposal. And they're really battling it out on pricing. And what I teach my clients is instead to position themselves as a couture business, that they're in a elevated position, that with their strategic positioning, they're not competing against the rest of the companies out there. So for example, one of my companies was in the logistics space, and he's competing against $100 million companies, $1 billion companies. And what we did is we created his strategic positioning so that it blew away all of those other competitors, combined with creative marketing. So it got him through the door to the right decision maker. And then he's actually been able to add those people as clients without competing on price. When I decided that my mission was to give entrepreneurs back to their families, I didn't have a family yet. I wasn't even married. And, I really believe in the law of attraction. I believe in designing what you want. From my work with Tony Robbins, I know that you need to go after what you want and be really focused on it. So when I designed my business, I designed it for the life I wanted when I had kids. Now I have three daughters. I like my youngest just started college this week, and I'm seeing all these memories flashing back on Facebook, and I see them when they were little, and I see their first days of school. And the thing that just, I was living this mission is that I know that I was able to like go on field trips with my kids at school. I like my older daughter, she was a national ranked gymnast. And so I was able to actually travel with her. I was able to take her to go meet her Olympic idols, and go to these training camps. And I really designed my business. So we would go to a training camp, and she trained with Mihail Breshtin, who is the Olympic coach, with Ali Reisman. And I did a VIP day with the client at the same time while she was living her dream. So, now with my youngest this summer, it was so fun because she graduated and she sent me a reel. It might have been a reel, it might have been a TikTok. And she's like, she wanted to go see this band. And I said, it was in Boston. And I was like, I really don't want to go to Boston. I'm not really a city person. And so I looked up, she wanted to go see the Lumineers. And I looked up, they were playing in Maine. And I said, okay, let's do it. Road trip. And like literally, it was in 2 weeks. We booked the hotels, we went hiking, we went to the beach, saw this concert. And that's when it was like, this is what it's all about. Like we were at the concert, and my daughter, she's 17 years old, tears running down her face. She's holding her heart, and she's like singing and swaying to the music. And that's like, like you can make all the money you want, but like having these experiences, and my husband was there with me as well. It was like, we wouldn't have given that up for anything to see the like joy. And she just couldn't believe that she was really there in person. So, I want that for my clients that, one of my clients, his daughter was having a really hard time during COVID, and he just like took off and took his daughter away, for the weekend. And it actually wasn't during the weekend, it was before the weekend, but they had a little extended trip so that he could be there for her when she needed him. And so it's like, that's the kind of stuff that makes what I do worth it. So I think the first step for you as an entrepreneur, if you're listening or watching here today, is to really decide, right? Because until you decide, nothing happens. And so you get to decide that you can create exactly the life and business that you want. You can think big. I mean, you could be location independent. You could be like I have a client who goes skiing, and he goes skiing 2 weeks in Japan, and he created a new company and he sold it and exited it, right? So, I mean, you get to decide what you want and how that looks like. And it gets to evolve as you grow, and as you get older, things shift. And then really like embracing that mindset then that, okay, I'm going to look at my business, and I'm going to look at the lifestyle I want. And then I'm going to optimize for the revenue at every step of my business, right? From when you get a prospect all the way through to retaining clients. So for example, my clients, like I mentioned before, in my mastermind, have been there for 7-8 years. I have clients who've been with me 10, 12, 15 years with one-on-one consulting. So that's part of the lifestyle design, is like not starting at zero every year, and really creating offers that are those high ticket offers that serve your clients really well, but also serve you so that you have this abundance of energy to be able to serve your clients at the highest level. I always say to my kids and my husband, like, I need to sleep because people are paying me for my brain and to have my brain on their business. So, I mean, this is, you designing your life so that you have this space that you can really give to your clients. I've put together a free resource for you, and it's called More Clients and Cash. So you can go to moreclientsandcash.com. And it's ways to get clients and cash quickly without spending any more money on marketing or advertising. So it walks you through the hidden profits. It has a custom GPT that is designed with all of the information from my Hidden Profits book to help you see where are the spots in your business that you need to optimize to get more revenue and to get more freedom in your business. So you just go to moreclientsandcash.com. It gives you the checklist. It gives you a small little video training to walk you through everything. And then the custom GPT is where the juicy part is, because you can enter your information. It's going to ask you the questions to diagnose, just like I would with your business, to say, oh, this one's the first one you can do. This one's going to be really easy for you, and then actually show you the strategy that you can implement this week. Once you go through the custom GPT, you're probably going to be left with a bunch of questions, right? Because you're going to see some strategies and tactics that you can do, but you're like, okay, how do I tie this together with the big picture, right? Because it's going to give you some quick wins. But what I really excel at with my clients is when we sit down together in a one-on-one coaching or consulting, is to help you see the things that you can't see in your business. So that's why after you download this, there's a place that you can book an appointment with me. And if you have a successful business already and you're like, I know there's another level of success that's out there for me to have more revenue and more freedom, then book a call and we'll sit down and I'll help you look at those points that you're just not seeing because you're too close to it.
21st Century Entrepreneurship with Martin Piskarik.
Imagine a space where triumphs, trials, and tales of entrepreneurship come alive. Welcome to the 21st Century Entrepreneurship Podcast, a gold awarded journey hosted by Martin Piskarik, connecting with listeners in 95 countries and ranking in the top 0.5% of all podcasts. Join our exclusive community, elevate your perspective, and embark on the path to success.